I've been having these weird thoughts lately. Like, is any of this for real? Or not? You and I, there's a new
Gamers and gamettes, what is going on? My name is Tanek127, and welcome back to another Skyforge video. And in today's video, guys, I want y'all to honestly just enjoy the gameplay in the background. And I want y'all to pay really close attention to this gameplay. A few things about it before we talk about what I want to talk about in today's video. I'm going to be showcasing a little bit of just open world Soundweaver gameplay, so you guys can, just see how the class functions, what it does, and stuff like that. And show you guys how it can wreck world bosses also. But at the same time, just embrace the group activity here, man. Like, I know it's not much. It's not freaking like 30 or 40 people out here or nothing. It's about like 6 or 7 people probably, if that. And we're all just having a good time. We're out here farming for these little wing fragments for I think they're called scaly fragments, if I'm not mistaken. You get them. You get 250 of them. This little event going on in Skyforge right now. They drop from Mantides, specifically Sangra's guards. But you get 250 of those. You get a special set of wings. They look like butterfly wings or something like that. I'll put a picture up here for you guys so you can see what they look like. But I just wanted to take this time and talk about in this video, because I know I make a lot of content. I do make content praising Skyforge, but I feel like I make a lot more content criticizing it. But with this last update, a lot of things have come that I personally enjoyed. Mainly the new class. I really like seeing their creative side, and I made that pretty clear in my overview video for the Soundweaver, that I really like how creative they got with this class. But also this little stupid farming event right here, just being able to bring some friends together and play with some fellow Skyforge mates and kill some world bosses and just fight mobs all day. This has been the most fun I've had on Skyforge in a long time, doing this little stupid thing. And I wanted to take this video and take time, to just make this point, to reach out to the developers and say, hey guys, please do more stuff like this. These little dumb things that that require the world of Skyforge, the players to just all get together, group up, and kill mobs, wreck bosses, whatever the case may be, whatever it is we got to do. But we need more stuff like this in Skyforge, man. And you don't need any special requirements. You don't have to worry about crap. You don't have to do anything crazy. You literally just come out here, farm, get your cosmetic goodie, and have a good time. And this was fantastic. This is the kind of stuff I like to see out of this game. I know it may sound stupid to a lot of people, and I know that there are people out there that hate grinding, and I don't know how you can hate grinding playing MMOs, but whatever, that's a topic for another day. But this kind of stuff is the kind of stuff I like, guys. Like, those really crazy moments where you got so many people fighting a world boss, it's literally nothing but crazy spells and light flashes going off and frame drops. I gotta tell you, man, that's my favorite time in MMOs. I'm not gonna lie to you. But I just like I said, guys, I want to stretch the point to the developers, how much fun can be had with these little things, because I feel like Skyforge is slowly going into the right direction. But it's not quite there yet. One big thing that's bothering me personally is the grind for victor medals, which I've also noticed is one thing that really holds people back from catching up in the game, because victor medals are so hard to get. Even when you do a full set of directives, you get 200 of them. You need thousands to finish one trophy set. I think one trophy set costs you almost between 20 and 30,000 victor medals. And a set of directives, which can be anywhere between 6 and 10 different quests to do. And mind you, these quests involve dungeons, open world activities. Like a set of directives can take you a good couple hours depending on what you got to do. Because there are some where, you have to go into open world regions, kill a world boss and stuff like that, and those guys can take up to 40 or 50 minutes to spawn. So that can take a minute. And you do all that just to get 200 victor medals. I don't know about you guys, but I think I've finally found the problem here when it comes to Skyforge and its grind. I think the victor medals play a big part of it. But how can we change that? That's the question. What can we do to change that? Well, that's kind of why I'm bringing this specific video to you guys. Take a look at what we're doing to farm these little silly butterfly tokens, these little wing things right now. And as you guys can see, this farm took me about I did it on both consoles too. I did it on Xbox and PS4. I'm going to say this farm took me roughly maybe about an hour and a half, because I was doing a lot of stuff in between, but probably roughly an hour. But my question is, why don't we do something similar to this with victor medals? Now, granted, victor medals can cause you to get powered up fairly quickly, depending on how much you have of them, and how much you've invested into your trophies, obviously. But like I said, guys, to complete one trophy set, it costs nearly 30,000 victor medals, because the first tier to get some might will be about 2,000 victor medals, and the second tier is like 6,000, and the next one's like 8 or 10, and I think the one after that's 12, and I think another one's like 16 or something like that. I don't remember the exact numbers on them when you're buying each section for the trophies to get the might bonuses for your tower and cathedral, but it costs a lot to complete just one trophy set alone. Now, granted, if you need 20 or 30,000 of these, what is 1 or 2 victor medals dropping from an enemy as common as enemy knowledge going to do? What hurt is that really going to do for the game, besides helping the player base catch up to the current content, so that way we have more end-game interaction, more players willing to play the current content, and more players having stuff to do in the game, so they're not sitting around bored, sitting in 60, 70, and 80 minute long queues for warm-up versions of every dungeon and raid. Let's be realistic. Until Skyforge decides to add raid queues, raid dailies, like adding the raids to the directives and stuff like that, the warm-up versions of Isabella, Medea, and Ophelia are dead. You cannot get a queue for any of those unless you have like 6 or 7 people in your party to queue up for it. And even then, it takes a while. Maybe if you're lucky, you can get the queue pretty often on Xbox, because there's no region lock. But that's just because it's more of a player base on one server. But I can imagine on PC and PS4, where region lock is a thing, it's probably very difficult. Me personally, I know I've sat in queues for 2 and 3 hours waiting for an Isabella run on PlayStation 4, and that's no exaggeration. Any Skyforge player will tell you that. So my proposal is, to get a lot of this content active, where people need to run these raids to get the higher gear and everything, we got to find a way to get the player base caught up in the game. Now, granted, I'm sure a lot of the decisions that go into Skyforge are for the player, but I feel as though a lot of them are also to support the game in a monetization way. Obviously, why the cash shop has some of the interesting decisions that it has, like Victor medals, for example. If you pull out your wallet, you can get plenty of Victor medals, as I'm sure a lot of people have noticed. And I'm not going to fault anybody for this, but I'm sure a lot of people have spent money to get Victor medals. I can't blame you because of how scarce they are. I would do the same thing. Like a whole tier of directives, a whole set just to get 200, when you need thousands of these just to complete one trophy set. Yeah, that's a lot of work. So my suggestion is, honestly, let Victor medals drop as frequent as enemy knowledge. I mean, think about it. Just look around how enemy knowledge drops and stuff like that. It takes you a decent farm to get your enemy knowledge up too. Enemy knowledge, they drop anywhere between 1 and 20 per enemy, double, if you have premium and all that fun stuff. It's not a ton. Enemy knowledge is, a decent farm. I feel as though they could do the same thing with Victor medals. Even if they drop, between like 1 and 5 per kill. You need anywhere between 15 and 30,000 of these or more to complete a trophy set. It's one other thing they can do to get players to run content more often. It'll help the player base catch up. And it'll get queues active for a lot more different activities in the game. So my question is, My.com, Alad's team, why would y'all not want to do something like this? Hell, you could even find groups the way you guys see right here in this video, farming mobs and stuff now for their Victor medals. I don't think the Skyforge community would have a problem with that. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, guys, y'all enjoyed this video, smash that thumbs up button for me. And I want to thank you all so much for watching. It's your boy, Snack127. And please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till next time, peace out, take care.
You and I, there's a new life.